Hey, how's it going, everyone? Benny No, back at it again with another YouTube video. That's right. This time we're doing a little question and answer session. That's right. In a previous video, I had asked all of you guys if you would like me to put out a question and answer video to leave some questions for me to answer. And here it is. Some of you asked a bunch of questions, so I'm going to start with those ones that were asked, multiple times. Obviously, the ones that want to be answered the most. If you would like to see this in the future, leave a comment below with a question and I'll answer it in the future. I'm probably not going to get to all of them, though, so please don't be offended if I don't answer your question. Okay, here we go. First question, how long and how did I meet Mr. Bobby Crosby, Mr. Robert Crosby? Let's see here. I met Bobby in 2012. We met at Dodger Stadium, and I believe it was in the early part of the season, although I could be mistaken because my memory is a little hazy at the moment. I met him in 2012 underneath the pavilion, about a section over from where he sits. He was downstairs getting a hot dog, and he was putting ketchup on it at one of the ketchup and mustard stands. And it was kind of funny because I saw him and I was like, hey, that's that dude from Dodger Films. So I go up and I'm like, hey, Bobby, what's up, man? My name's Benny. I'm a huge fan. And I swear, he looked at me like I was interrupting this blissful moment of him putting ketchup on this hot dog, because he looks at me like, oh, hey, what's up, man? And that was it. That was all I got from Bobby Crosby the first time I met him. Obviously, the more I went to the games and the more that I would talk to him, we became good friends. We found out that we actually have a lot in common. We're of similar intelligence, and we just hit it off, man. And as time has gone by and we've spent time together at Dodger Stadium and playing softball, going on trips and all that, we've become good friends. He's a good friend of mine. I consider him the older brother that I never had. That's right, Bobby Crosby's older than me. And I'll get to that, leave that into another question. How old am I? A lot of people have been asking, how old am I? I am 36 years old. That's right, I'm a middle-aged man. I have a family, I'm married, I have one kid. His name is Lumpy. I was born March 11th, 1981. That makes me a Pisces. And Bobby Crosby has me by 4 months. So he was born in December of 80. I was born in March of 1981, making me 36 years old. Yep. I'm a middle-aged guy, Love baseball. I'm still 15 at heart. And that's why I love doing what I do. Okay, next question. Lumpy's real name. Now, I gave Lumpy the nickname, and I'm not going to answer this question yet because it's kind of personal between my wife and I on how we came up with Lumpy's nickname. But for a lot of you that don't know, my son is named Benny Jr. Check this out. My grandfather was named Benny. My dad is named Benny. I'm named Benny, and my son is named Benny. I don't know what happened there. We obviously aren't the most creative people in the world that we couldn't figure out different names. But when it came time to name my son, it made sense, since the previous two before me named each other Benny. I had a really interesting habit. I used to love to twirl my hair into a knot to the point to where I couldn't untangle it. So my mom would always have to cut it to get rid of the knot. And I did it here, and I did it here. And it happened so frequently that my mom had to shave my head to break me from twirling my hair. I remember I was in 10 years old. You're like in 5th or 6th grade, if I remember correctly. I had to go to school with a hat. I was the only kid allowed to go to school with a hat because of my situation. Yes. Papa, Lumpy's here. And here we go. I'm about to show you the top of my head. My hair is not combed. But what I want to point out is I'm going bald in the front and going bald in the back. Hold on, Papa. Here we go. That's what I look like. You can see as I get down right here. I'm bald about here, and I'm very thin right here. Now, this is what happens when you get older. Enjoy your youth. Enjoy your youngness, because all kinds. Yes, Papa.
Into the hair.
I know. All kinds of crazy things happen when you get older. When you get into your 30s, you start noticing that the things you used to do in your 20s, you can't do as fast, and it takes longer to recover from injuries. I don't get injured all the time, but every time I play softball, I have insane back pain. And obviously, I'm getting shot. Obviously, it comes from being overweight. And I do have chronic back pain. It never goes away. But every time I play, I got to rest pretty much, the next day all day because I'm just out of it. When I go catch baseballs, it's a little different. For some reason, that rush of adrenaline gives me extra energy and I'm able to move really fast. What's that, Papa? No, I'm using the baseball, Papa. I'll give it to you in a minute, okay? Benny's got 200 baseballs, way more than that. But for some reason, he only wants the ball that I play with. Go figure. Okay, next question. How did I meet my wife? I don't know why a lot of you young kids would want to know how I met my wife, but hey, whatever. It is what it is. I met my wife at my job that I currently work at. One day she came in for an interview, and I just happened to walk into the office where the interview was taking place. And as soon as I walked in, we met eyes, and I knew right then and there that I was going to marry her one day. But I didn't tell her that. Okay, I don't know what he's saying. But I knew right then and there that one day that woman would be my wife. I didn't tell her that. It took me 7 years to tell her that. We got married in 2013. We've been married 3 wonderful years. November 25th is our anniversary. I'm a very fortunate man. I have a very loving wife who supports all of the crazy nonsense that I like to do. And she supports me 100%. And in return, I'm a loving husband and father. We're there for each other all the time. She's my best friend. She knows pretty much all my secrets about me. I tell my wife everything. I'm completely upfront and honest with her. I do not lie. I do not cheat. I do not do any of those bad things. My advice to any of you guys, who are into girls, find yourself a good wife, man. It's the backbone for your life, When I feel down and when I feel not confident, she's there to bring me back up, to remind me of how special and lucky I am. So there you go. All right. Last question I'm going to answer in this video is how many baseballs do I have is the actual question. But I think what you're asking me is how many baseballs have I gotten lifetime or have I gotten total in a game? So I'll start with the total lifetime. I used to be a part of a website called mygameballs.com where I would actually track all of the balls that I caught, how I caught them, who was hit by, all that stuff. And I did that for about, I think, 700 baseballs. But over my total life, because I stopped counting in 2016, I'd say I've gotten over 1,000 baseballs. I don't have 1,000 baseballs anymore, obviously, because I gave away half of them. But at my parents' house, I do have 2 very large tubs filled with baseballs that I just hold for I'm not sure what. I like to open them once in a while and just smell the ball leather. I know that sounds ridiculous and kind of crazy, but when you open it up and you smell the baseballs, and especially during the off season, it puts me into the baseball mode. Isaiah? Okay.
Isaiah is gone.
Yes.
He's gone.
Okay, he's gone. The kids say the darndest things, I tell you. My wife babysitted 2 kids today. Lumpy made friends, and that's what he's talking about. He's talking about Isaiah. Okay, back to the question at hand. So I'd say guesstimate about 1,000 baseballs that I've gotten total in my life, but I've given away more than half of them. Papa, I need the ball.
You need the ball?
No, I'm using it, man.
I'm using
Go get another one of the 200 balls that we have. Why do you want this one? Ay. Okay. Over 1,000 baseballs, giving them half away. I got a couple hundred at my house. I got at my parents' house. I've got maybe 100 here in the house that I'm in now. Just scattered all over the place. This one I just found under my bed. So the baseballs are everywhere. Most I've gotten in a game, 12. Dodger Stadium, I forget what year it was, but 12 is the most that I've ever gotten. I typically don't ask players for baseballs, but on this day I did, and I ended up getting 12. I think 6 of them were batted balls that I got, 3 on the fly, and then I think the other 3 were toss-ups, if I remember correctly. I might have found an Easter egg in there too. I can't remember. But yeah, 12 in one game. It's not a great total for the day, but for me, that's awesome. Double digits. I typically now don't care about going after baseballs. I still enjoy going to batting practice and visiting and going to games and such. But for me, it's all about now catching the game home run, which for some strange reason has eluded me. I have never caught a game home run. I've been going to games all my life, never really tried to catch a game home run until 2012, but I still haven't caught one. I've been close. I have numerous stories where I can tell you about how if I had only stayed in my seat, I would have got a ball. I've got numerous stories where I've left the game early and a ball was hit to my seat. I've even got a story that happened in 2014. Some of you may have seen this. It's documented on Dodger Films as wonderful old games where we would go to Dodger Stadium. Game 1 of the 2014 NLCS. NLDS, I think it's the DS or CS. Okay. We were playing the Cardinals. Kershaw was pitching. He had a 6-1 lead. If you remember the game, he gave up 6 runs and ended up taking a 7-6 lead. And then Matt Holliday came up and hit a 3-run bomb right to where my dad and I sit. Now, at Dodger Stadium, in the pavilion, there are sections of benches. My dad and I sit on the aisle seats on the sides of the stairs that come up. So if I'm sitting right here, my dad is over to this side, separated by the steps. So we literally have like the step, and then that's it. And then I'm right next to my dad. Anyway, they hit the ball, and it's clearly going right towards my dad. Having never caught a game ball, my selfish butt took my glove, put it right in front of his, and it deflected, landed at my feet, and the guy sitting next to me picked up the ball. I can't tell you how depressing that day was. Not only did the Dodgers lose 11-10, and that home run was hit by Holliday, and that was probably the worst playoff game for the Dodgers that I can recall, but my best chance at ever catching a game home run was actually one that was hit to my dad. And if I had not gotten in the way from it, he would have a story about how he caught his first game home run in a playoff game. But instead, I can't even blame my dad. It was all me. I put my glove in front of him. The ball hit my glove, went down to my feet. The guy next to me got the ball. Here's the crazy thing. They were booing for the guy to throw the ball back so bad that I gave him one of my batting practice balls to throw back. So not only did I miss out on a gamer, but I lost a ball because I gave him one to throw it back so the crowd would stop heckling him to throw it, because game home runs are rare. And there's one thing I want to mention. Throwing back game home runs, visitor game home runs, is the stupidest tradition I've ever heard. Now, if you're a Chicago Cub fan, cool. Okay, I get it. That's what you're visiting your pavilion and outfield is known for, throwing balls back from the opposing team. But to me, it's the dumbest rule ever. It takes so much luck to get a game home run to be hit just to your general section. And to actually catch one, no, Papa, I'm using it. To actually catch one and then throw it back is the dumbest thing ever. Now, some of you, hey, you don't care about baseball. You don't care for the actual baseball itself. Fine, cool. Give the ball to a kid. Give the ball to someone who knows what they have or what you have. But don't throw it back on the field. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, man. Every time someone throws a ball back on the field, I cringe. And then later, I know they go home and realize how lucky they are to have gotten a game home run. And then they feel like crap because they realized how dumb they were and they threw the ball away. Do me a favor, kids. If you get any ball, don't ever throw it back on the field. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yes.
On the baseball.
Okay, well, I'm not done. You can have it when I'm done, or you can get of the other 199 that we have in this house. Go get it. Unbelievable. All right, so those are my stories. These are the questions that I've answered for you. If you saw your question in here, kudos to you. If you guys would like me to do these more, leave a comment in the comment section. You can definitely ask me questions. Like I said at the beginning, I will answer them for you. All right, guys, I'm out of here. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe and hit the like button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter at AnalogKid81, and I'm out of here. Peace.